Hi, I'm Ray Megafarrell, and today I'm going to teach you how to design and sell your adoptables. So, what is an adoptable? Basically, this is a character or a character design that you have created that you're selling to somebody else. They can use it for whatever purpose. You can decide yourself whether you want it to be just commercial or personal use. That's really up to you. But for the footage here, I am designing evolution themed adoptables. They're like inspired by the evolutions. These are already sold, but if you want some other adoptables I made, you can always check my Twitter, link in the description. So, how do I go about designing these adoptables? Basically, a lot of what I do is I think of a generalized idea in my head and of like an aesthetic or a color palette, and then I go on to Pinterest and kind of look at the outfits or clothing pieces and mishmash together what I enjoy. It is a process of like undoing and redoing to see what looks good on this character or how I can get the emotion I want or the personality I want out of this character. This is something you kind of have to keep in mind if you're designing characters as adoptables. You want them to be liked by the people who are going to buy them, obviously. Here is the Leafeon design, and I had an idea for this character already. I really wanted her to have this really foresty green color palette, obviously. So whenever you're selling adoptables, you really want to find a community or a niche of people. I lucked out because I already have a fairly large following on Twitter, and quite a few people there are interested in adoptables already. But there are other places I went, like Discord or Instagram or even Tumblr, and you can look through the hashtags of adoptables and make friends that way as well. Now you may be asking, how much should my adoptables cost? Now this really depends on a few factors. The first being if there's any pre-made like art or fan art of the character, how much time or how detailed it is, if you made a base specifically for this character, etc. For me, I have a pre-made base and I'm not doing too much. I'm not taking too much time. And these characters are made pretty much on the spot. I don't have other pieces of fan art, so usually mine go for $5 to $10, but adoptables can go between $5 to like $150 from what I've seen. It just really depends like how much art and how much time was put into these adoptables. Something that also does really well is themed adoptable sets. Like you can see right now I'm doing the evolution ones. I had actually pre-planned to do these as an adoptable set, and I mentioned it to somebody I know who buys a lot of my adoptables, and he wanted to pre-buy all of them. So there are sets like this, or you can do like, I'm going to probably do like a forest animal themed set next. I want to do a dragon girl themed set, and I want to do like I have an MLP, My Little Pony inspired girl set out right now that is being sold for $10 each. You can do themed sets, or you can just go crazy and just make something up completely on the spot. It's really up to you. These themed sets may go a little bit better, especially if they're a well-known IP whenever you're first starting off. But a lot of people in the adoptable community also value this individual like character design. Don't be afraid to go wild with the personality, aesthetic, or even the representation that you have with these characters. Like with this character here, I gave her vitiligo because I thought it worked really well. And there are characters I've made that may have lost a limb, like an arm or a leg, or even characters that are wheelchair bound, and obviously a lot of other things, characters with hearing aids, characters with like glasses, obviously, that's not as wild. But don't be afraid to go wild with this stuff. And lastly, just have fun with it. Because what's the point if you're not having fun, right? It's... people can tell with these character designs when you're just doing it for money. So please do it with a joy for the creation. And yeah, that's about it for today. I'll let the speed paint finish up. I'm also less than 50 away from 1K. So if you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. We're so close to getting monetized. And that's it. Goodbye.